And this is my poem, You Never Asked Me to Dance. Loving me is hard, I know. I'm hard to talk to, pretty from far away, but the cracks around the edges are hard to ignore once you get up close. A shaky foundation is always hard to dance on. I bet that's why you never asked me to dance. I'll keep making excuses until I find the right one. I'm sure I always will. I'll imagine that you didn't think of it. You just wanted to laugh and listen to music. You always do what you please. You dance when you want, go where you want. I don't blame you for leaving. I'm glad you did. I felt bad dragging you alongside me. I still love you. I'm sure I always will. It's very easy to love you. You make it easy to be alive, make existing feel like living, make it easy to laugh and listen to music. I love listening to music with you. I'll wait here forever until you ask me to dance to this beautiful song, but you never asked me to dance. That's why I stayed, why I let you be the one to do the leaving, because I knew someone had to. And better you to walk away free, me to stay stuck here. Maybe it was selfish of me to stay, but hell, I can't help it. I never want to leave if I don't have to. I would rather pretend everything is okay, laugh, and listen to music. I always liked pretending more than real life. I'm sure I always will. I can pretend that staying made sense. I can pretend that you asked your girlfriend to dance at prom. You never asked me to dance. Did you ever imagine dancing with me? It seems you can do whatever you imagine. You always had more potential. Go wherever you dream, be everything you deserve. Just promise you'll visit every once in a while. Come back to where you left me. We can laugh and listen to music. We can dance. I have 2 left feet and you know it. Is that why you never asked me to dance? Were you afraid I'd step on your toes or bump into people? Please tell me that's why you never asked me to dance. I love dancing. I'm sure I always will. But you never asked me to dance. I always thought that's what prom was for, but you never asked me to dance. So when you come back and visit the place where you left me, and we laugh and listen to music, please just ask me to dance. I promise I won't step on your toes.
And this is my poem called Better. I like starving myself until the volts of my body cling on to whatever feast I last perpetuate. I like to starve myself so the gluttony of tomorrow intrudes me more hungry. Is it possible to sin doing to well what they ask for me? I let days run past my hands like holy water once a week, until it spews out of me a masquerade of blood and acid to line my throat like the cracks in the sidewalk. Dry, burning, painful, counting down until I can devour again like some monster. Counting each tile, itching my brain until I am satisfied. Take the fat off my bones, eat at me until I am no longer, waiting to strike like some serial killer in their pattern of rivalries, calories. How I don't crave them, thymine being lost from the pores that clog my face. You wouldn't dare to judge me now. As if my soul can be forgiven, but what's so different? As if my self-control to justify what I've become, the rapid decline, there's not enough of me, so it ate away at my skin. Hungry, selfish, eating my liver until my enzymes flared. I am a monster for not feeling enough, needing more of this mess to please others, convincing myself I need to be less to equal more. Flesh nothing short of bones that feel don't belong to me, lessening the value given to me by a scale. I don't think you'd want me as bad if you knew what it took for me to get here. My body became passive to a pessimistic mind, closed loose as if they too are afraid of becoming attached. What I've grown into is a plea of insanity. I was completely aware of what I was doing to myself, a slow death to the depths of starvation until I lost my ability to walk. Often hearing my pounding heart, if not that, a rattle of death. I am only half of myself, not from the legs down or the torso up, but an epiphany of what once was. Do I scare you? Because I'm scared too.
And this is my poem, Everywhere a Little. Most people are from somewhere. I am from the going, from the hum of always leaving, always arriving, always almost the same. There was a lake that went gray in October and stayed, committed to the cold the way cold commits. The pines didn't mind, the fog wasn't afraid. I tried to learn from them, their patient opposites, to root myself in whatever weather came my way, to love the gray and mean it, knowing all along I wouldn't get to stay. I found an orchard once, so deep in trees that I'd forgotten what an orchard was for. Just apples hanging heavy, sweet, and gone to rot. I stood inside it like a room inside a dream, the air all fermented and light all dappled through, and something opened in my chest along a seam I hadn't known was there and didn't know how to undo. And there was a desert where the silence had a weight, where the red went rose at dusk and rose went gold, where the stars arrived late, then too close, too bright, too bold. I laid outside once under all of it, the whole sky pressing down like something half confessed, and felt that seam again, that split in my chest. The desert pouring into me like it had always known the rest. And there was a coastline where the ocean never hurried. I stood at the edge and let the cold come through, felt the sand pull back beneath me, that small and steady theft, the tide undoing what I always knew, taking something, leaving something, becoming what was left. People ask me where I'm from, and I want to say, from the particular blue dusk in a town that I'll never return to, from every window I press my forehead to in winter, watching weather move across the street I almost knew. That feeling of a life so warm and yet a splinter, beautiful and lodged and working slowly through. And it doesn't hurt the way you think it would. No, it's softer, stranger, harder to explain, like the last note of a song you only understood once it wouldn't play again. Something in you, nameless, starts to know the ache of it, the way the whole chest heaves, and that ache isn't grief, but it rhymes with it. The way a held breath rhymes with letting go. I feel it still in ordinary afternoons for no clear reason, some rootless, wandering sweetness in the mind, a longing with no object and no season. See, that's where I'm from. That feeling right there. I knew it young, that home was not always a place, but something closer, stranger, like the pull of migrant birds. See, not one of them is lost, but not one of them is here. Just layered into myself in a home that has no address and no year.
This is my poem, A Fractal of Light Off Gunmetal. I hate my stupid Skittle fruitcake life. The words whimper away as the fist of life rockets against my temple. I would consider myself a patient person. If patience meant being rendered willing roadkill for those who never saw us as anything but. I curse myself with the words branded upon my back by their ignorance as I sprint boiled sidewalk to force my forehead onto steel barrel, fist tightening, bracing, begging for release. Stockholm Syndrome, my love is nothing but. And despite attempts of surgeons, saints, morticians, my body remains a portrait. A portrait shattered, sat 6 feet beneath expectation, picturing crimsoned ideals of complacent masses, jagged, towering, disfigured in stature. Her beauty is one of coincidence. Coincidence like a car crash capsized. Coincidence like the grave of a stranger, a name grieved in eulogy by all but the dead. And gentle in her graceful feminine, she claws, chokes her way above the dirt, screeching vengeance onto the earth that held the brush and shovel. Death, a freedom far luxurious for someone meant to martyr on the intersection. I would consider myself a kind person. If kindness was a wrecking ball, barreling downward into dignity, checks and marks, layered head to toe, freedom's climb stopped dead like cancer, I wake unwillingly upon their operating table. Drills, scalpels, light, sliced angular against my skin, sketching crosses. I look abroad to an operating theater lined to the teeth with preachers, previous teachers, and concerned citizens, chanting to churches built upon holy land of desecrated dead. Though with each and every inch dragged closer to unconsciousness, I pray to their God, the glowing sign above, a premonition saying, I see you. But alas, within steel-bound surgical instruments, lending the law of the land within their fingertips, my captors leave of me a warning. 4 dead roses, facing skyward, laid perpendicular, bearing crosses. A forever reminder that apologies are only a ringing silence to those of the dead and damned. So put your rifle down. Burn your books back to hellfire. Pray to the skeletons of those you have taken from us. Shut your mouth and listen when I am talking to you. Thank you.